Saturn retrograde is a hot topic. Every astrologer is putting video on Saturn retrograde because somehow this social media has made everybody either the astrologers or the doctors. This social media every day keeps on telling you that what to eat, what not to eat, what medicines to take, how to grow hair, what to do, what not to do. Same way, in astrology also, this social media every day keeps on teaching you something, that tomorrow something is going to happen. And as a concept, every astrologer explains you that it will be common thing which will be happening to everybody. No, every placement, everything creates different scenario for everybody, not even two twins are same. Keeping this in mind, we have to understand how this Saturn retrograde will affect you. I promised my followers that I will be putting sign-wise effects of this retrograde motion of Saturn, and I will also explain what exactly is retrograde. To start with, Saturn is a planet of karma. Karma is a very simple thing which we confuse with many complex concepts. Karma is very simple thing. Anything we do with our conscious mind is karma. So if we decide and if we know anything and then do that thing, that is karma. Very simple thing. So which planet makes us do this thinking pattern and do this activity is Saturn. So what does this karma thing do to us? It makes us decide and live with the patterns which do not hurt anybody or even anything on that perspective. That includes environment also. So when we do our actions knowingly, which are not harming anybody else or anything around you, that is a good karmic actions. Or when we do anything which will hurt anybody, or we do any acts that can be against the government, like you are like stealing the taxes also, or doing anything even on the road, or say jumping the traffic light, that is bad karma. So when the bad karma comes, Saturn comes in focus. When the good karma comes, then also Saturn comes in focus, but in the difference of giving or taking from you. So most dreaded thing which Saturn gives is Sade Sati. So people who's got moon signs in Capricorn, Aquarius or Pisces, their Sade Sati is still on. So during the Sade Sati, when the retrograde is happening, so whatever you faced in the first Dhyaya, the first Dhyaya is first 2.5 years, you will be seeing the results of those 2.5 years. If it is happening in the first Dhyaya, that is in Aquarius, the starting point, then you will get relief for some time. If it is for Capricorn, then you are in the middle side. So even if you are in the Sade Sati at the peak, beginning or towards the end, something or the other, this Saturn's retrograde will be doing. So what is retrograde? Retrograde is when the planet starts moving in the reverse, and somewhere if the planet has forgotten anything which that planet or that energy was supposed to do, so it goes back. Something like you forget your keys in the house, what you do? You go back to your house to pick those keys. Same way, Aquarius Saturn going retrograde must have forgotten certain things in Capricorn. Now it's going back towards Capricorn to finish that pending task. Mind it, pending task. So planet will gain huge chesta bal because this time it will be pulling rather than pushing. Pulling always is more stronger than pushing. The huge chesta bal of the planet increases. The biggest effect of planets going retrograde are seen by the people in whose native charts those same planets are retrograde. I've seen people who got Jupiter retrograde, for an example, in the chart, and Jupiter goes in retrograde, in transit, they suddenly become astrologers. They start doing predictions, studying astrology during that time. And the worst happens sometime when Rahu is also along with Jupiter in the native chart. So what happens is Rahu starts giving them those imaginary things that we are the best astrologers. Similar way, if Saturn is retrograde in your chart, so it will be affecting you the most. See, slow moving planets means retrograde pattern is for longer duration. Like in this Saturn, this will be retrograde from 29th June till 15th of November. Almost 4.5 months. So this planet or any slow moving planet like Jupiter, also in other case, always gets more time to show you the effects. If fast moving planet goes retrograde like Mercury and thing, you generally see the results in the weather around, not on people too much. Yes, on astrologers, Mercury retrograde effect is huge, but they are involved with the planetary energies. But to the general people, Mercury going retrograde, you will see effects around you rather than on you. But with Saturn, results will be on you also and around you also. So what does this retrograde Mercury means? This retrograde Mercury, as per Kalparusha Kundli, is in the 11th house. Aries people are in the Kalparusha Kundli, 11th house. 11th house is all about desires, friendships, even your elder siblings, incomes. Now, that house will get affected. Saturn looks at which all aspects? Third aspect. So in Kalpurush Kundli, it's looking at your first house. It looks at the 7th house also. So it's looking at the 5th house also. And it's looking at the 10th house, which is your 8th house also, as per Kalpurush Kundli. So what happens is, as soon as it will go retrograde, effects will shift over. So effects will shift over to the other elements and other areas in the chart. So aspects change to the second, 7th remains 7th, to the second, and on the 7th house also. The 7th aspect that is on the 5th house remains the same. This is just for the calculation system. But when we look at the Nadi astrology system, it effects are on 5th house also and on the 9th house also besides 7th. Don't confuse it with Vedic aspects. Nadi aspects are different. Don't confuse it with Jupiter aspects, but Nadi aspects. So what will happen when we look at these kind of patterns? Almost complete aspects or effects will be on the 8 houses and the 9th where Saturn itself will be, and 10th if it is different in the natal chart, which are not covered in the aspect houses. So hypothetically speaking, Saturn will be affecting 9 houses out of 12. So that means everybody everybody will be affected by this Saturn's retrograde transits. When 9 houses are getting affected, I will say 3/4 of your life is getting affected. Because 12 houses, we divide everything in our life. That means out of everything, 3/4 will be affected. Huge. So what will this Saturn will do? Saturn is employees. Saturn are people who work with their own hands, hard work. You will see a lot of turmoils in the companies. So company which has got 1 employee also, or company which has got 500 or 5,000 employees also, still every company's employees will be affected when it comes to effect from boss to the employee level. So bosses needs to take care most, because employees outburst will be much more higher. Expectancy will increase, unrest will increase, they will be looking for more, or somewhere unsatisfaction will come in those employee levels. So bosses, you are not doing anything wrong, but the perception will change because their desire levels will be changing. Another thing, if you have done any, say, tax stealing, even narcotics is covered into this. So anything where you have sold anything substance or fake like food, or even branded fake items, you will see lot of turmoil for those kind of people also. So you will see a lot of action when Enforcement Directorate or CBI or police, so they will become too active around this time, because they are the people who have to enforce the karma of the people. So what to expect is a lot of turmoil when it comes to people who did anything wrong around. Another prediction I gave this time, that Ashad month is only, Krishna Paksha is only for 13 days. This happened during the Mahabharata period. So this is where that time lot of human loss happened. So when the human loss, when we talk about, obviously now we are technology wise too advanced. We should not spread any such fear. But what to expect is that stable governments will change, either fall or they will become unstable. People who are in power, so many elections are coming in so many countries, and in local elections also, you will see that power shift over will happen around. What else? The biggest thing is where the gambling is involved. And I always say stock market is the biggest gamble house. See the stock markets crashing in this period of Saturn retrograde. So people who are expecting too much of rising around that time, expect fallout very soon during this Saturn retrograde. Now I start sign-wise prediction. And now I start giving you even the remedy sign-wise, so that you can protect yourself from the force of this karma planet Saturn. So let's start with Aries. Saturn is Lord of 10th house and 11th house, and currently in 11th house going retrograde in Aquarius. Currently it is aspecting 1st house, 5th house and 8th house. But when it will go retrograde, what happens in the retrograde, wherever the Saturn is, it will block, spoil or hold the effects of that particular house in your chart, the transit Saturn. So if in Aries chart transit Saturn is in 11th house, it will hold effect and even destroy the effects of 11th house. 11th house is desires. So whatever your big desires, you will feel huge blockade around you that I am not able to get. It will block or destroy your income. So you need to take a lot of precaution when it comes to the income. Though suddenly expenses will rise, suddenly the effect of 6th house will be seen. Why 6th house? Because 6th from 6th is 11th house. So illness patterns, you may take loans, lot of disputes. So Aries people, this is what you need to take precaution about. It will also block the desire that I am not able to achieve, that certain blockage. And suddenly it will start giving you certain effects related to 10th house. So even some father effect will be coming on, or father will become demanding from you for something. Some blockade obviously towards the profession house also. But mainly effects will be on the 1st house, 5th house, 8th house, or certain inheritance also. If any lady who's Aries and expecting, she really needs to take care. As I said, 6th from 6th is 11th. Lot of precaution. Overall, this is a period of blockade. Feel that things are not moving forward. Frustration. Somewhere you will feel that everything is like getting stalled or nothing is moving forward. I am not achieving anything in life. But this is a pure period. This 135 days, this Saturn will remain retrograde. This is the period which will teach you patience. You need to have a lot of patience, a lot of hard work, a lot of consistency. Then only you can survive. Otherwise, a lot of frustration, a lot of wrong decisions, lot of disputes, loans or borrowing will rise, and this can prove turmoil to you. Period of patience, period of staying. Remedy for Aries is Hanumanji's. Hanumanji Chalisa, Hanuman Chalisa, that's the best remedy for the Aries Ascendant or Aries Moon people. They really need to take care on that. Hanuman Chalisa will be a good friend and a good support level. Second Rashi is Taurus. When we talk about Taurus, 9th and 10th Lord is Saturn. Saturn is Yoga Karaka for the Taurus people, generally a good planet for them. But during retrograde, it will be proving mix for the Taurus Ascendant. Saturn in Aquarius for Taurus is looking at the 2nd house, 4th house and 7th house of Taurus. So somewhere relationship will be a huge focus for them. Peace at home, because now it will be affecting both the parents, mother as well as father. So Saturn will be giving effect in mixed format for the parents as well as in relationship, especially the spouse or inside the house. Expect some kind of turbulence out there, because Saturn, when goes retrograde, will be behaving as per your karma patterns. And what I've seen generally in Kali Yuga, most of the karmas of everybody are somewhere or the other spoiled. Nobody comes out 100% clean. So somewhere there is a fallout in everybody's karmas. So when there is a fallout, when this retrograde happens, we expect some kind of negativity creeping in, especially in relationship in the house, spouse. Take care of your parents, because towards the parent, a lot of pressure will come, even health side also, even overall stress element side wise also, and blockade expected there. So Taurus people must expect mix of luck depending upon Mahadasha and Antardasha also, beside whatever karmas they have given. As for the remedy for the Taurus, I will say pray to the goddess Mata. any goddess. I'm not putting any particular name or anything to it. And try to listen to your mentor. Listen advices from the people. This is also the remedy for the Taurus. The next sign is Gemini. In Gemini, Saturn is the lord of 8th house and 9th house. Saturn is looking from here at the 11th house. It is also looking at the 6th house, and it is looking at the 3rd house, which is efforts. So planet which is from the luck house lord going retrograde is not at all a good news. So luck will move a lot slower. Because it's looking at the 3rd house, which is the house of efforts, Gemini people will need to do a lot of efforts. They need to increase efforts into everything to achieve it. So overall, period of slowdown for Gemini ascendants. So Gemini people will feel they are getting obstructed. Because it will be also giving effects for the 6th house. Expect health up and down, lot of like debt, or you can say loan requirements, disputes going on, even illness patterns. So overall, I will say not very favorable, but rest depends upon so many other factors like Mahadasha, Antardasha, where your native Saturn is, what is the strength of Ashtavarga, or Shadbal of native Saturn also. Too many other combinations, but generally for the Gemini people, this will be a period of obstruction, period of slowdown. As a remedy, I will suggest, please try to do more spiritual things. Try to go to temples, try to pray more, do meditation. Moreover, pray to Ganesha. Your Lord or your Savior will be Ganesha. One more remedy will be needed for Gemini people will be that try to donate some grains, food, grains, like wheat, rice, dal, something like those. Please donate them also. Overall period of slowdown for you. For Cancer ascendants, Saturn is the lord of 7th and 8th. For Cancer people, we generally don't feel Saturn as a good planet because it is a Marak. The Marak planet is something like pain-giving planet to you. So, it is sitting in the 8th house, aspecting the 2nd house, 5th house, and 10th house. But basically, the problematic factor is transit in the 8th house. For Cancer ascendant, Saturn is the lord of 8th and 7th house. And currently, it will be transiting in the 8th house for the Cancer. And Saturn is a Maraka for the Cancer. And it's generally not treated as a very good planet for Cancer. So from the 8th house transit, it will be looking at the 10th house and expect a lot of slow progress in profession or some kind of, like you will find things are not working too well out there. From 8th house, it is aspecting the 2nd house and the 5th house. And it is currently itself sitting in the 8th house. So if anybody who are in speculation business, share market or something like that, expect some kind of losses and things coming up. So you should be taking huge precautions there also. Sitting in 8, going retrograde will be affecting 7th house also. They expect problems in partnership and relationship also. And as it is in the 8th house, some kind of illness patterns also. So overall, not a good period for Cancer Ascendant people. So as for the remedy, please start meditation. And your deity will be Shiva. And Shivling Abhishekam will be really suiting you and will be reducing the quantum of these setbacks. Even Savan is coming. This is a good time to start Shivling Abhishek. For Leo Ascendant, Saturn is the lord of 6th and 7th. So, even for Leo, Saturn is a marker. Saturn is going retrograde in the 7th house for the Leo Ascendant and aspecting 1st house, 4th house and 9th house. So expect some kind of problems when it comes to health towards your parents or your relationship with the parents. Even with your spouse, you will see that some kind of constraint or some kind of pressure in relationship. So when it's aspecting the 1st house, it's an overall pressure on your own personality also. Not too happy situation seen in the house. Unnecessary travels. And as it's going retro in 7th house and now moving towards 6th, expect even health related pressures on you. So if you're planning to buy any property around this time of retrograde of Saturn, take utmost precaution or either avoid doing it now. Moreover, this is the time you should start taking advices from any seniors around you. They will be a good guiding force for you. So overall, not a very pleasurable period for Leo Ascendant and some kind of trouble zone towards the house and family. As for the remedy, please start doing Surya Namaskar, offering water to the sun. And even Bajrang Ban is a very good thing you should start doing. For Virgo Ascendants, Saturn is the lord of 5th and 6th house. And it's going retrograde in the 6th house. Going retrograde in the Mool Trikona. And it's aspecting 8th house, 12th house and the 3rd house. So somewhere your 6th, 8th, 12th malefic houses are getting activated all together. This is a period where I will say a lot of disputes you should expect. This is creating Badak Yog directly, indirectly. And as in the retrograde pattern, it will be moving towards the 5th house. So somewhere you have speculated, somewhere you have given loans or even taken loans. Expect some dispute or problems recovering or repaying. This is the typical combination, I say, illness patterns, chronic illness, going to the hospital. Not at all a comfortable position. This is the period you should stay calm, put, stable. Do not take any decisions. Do not give any money. Do not try to go for any recovery which is by force. Try to calm yourself. In this case, I will give the remedy which will be like more you need to do and you need to do with rituals. Offering some green fodder to the cows. Taking care of for elderly people or you yourself going to some elder homes or where you can help out yourself. And lastly, donations again aimed towards the elderly. Overall period not too encouraging. For Libra ascendants, Saturn is the lord of 4th and 5th. And overall, it's a Yoga Karaka planet for Libra. So Saturn overall is a good planet for Libra people. and it is going in Mool Trikona in the 5th house. Overall, on the first look, it does not seem a bad transit for them. But from here, it will be aspecting the 7th house, it will be aspecting the 11th house, and it will be aspecting the 2nd house. For students, it will be difficulties in education. For young, chances of breakup in relationship. People at the middle age, married, relationship stress factors. If you already have children, concerns about children. And if you are elderly, you need to control your speech and your relationship with other people around you. And as it is going towards the 4th house backwards, if any lady is expecting pregnant, you really need to be precautious, because it will put a lot of pressure on the fetus. It will be a mixed period for Libra ascendants, but where it will be stress on the relationship and the friends and the things around you. It will give you a lot of teaching in the practical way, because Saturn, being a karma planet, always teaches you practically how to handle relationships. This will be the period which will actually teach you that. As this is a karma planet, it will teach you how to organize your life and not to take too much risk and be practical. As for the remedy, I will say that you should start preaching to the goddess. Try to be more organized. Try to donate something which is useful to the other people, not money, useful, some things which other people can use. But overall a mixed period, so Libra people can still stay a bit relaxed. For Scorpio ascendant, Saturn is the lord of 3rd and 4th house. And in Kalpurush Kundli, Saturn gets debilitated in the 4th house. So this time when it's going retrograde in the 4th house, you really need to rework on the 4th house matters, that is your happiness related matters. You really need to take care of your mother now, connect with her. She may need your help, or somewhere she is going weak on certain things, including health. From the 4th house is aspecting the 6th house, 10th house and your Lagna. And at the time of retrograde, it's also looking at the Lagna Lord, that is your Mars. So overall, this is a period where you should not be taking the provocation from anybody, or just outbursts of things you should control from your mouth especially. This is the period you will get provocation that show your bravery. This is not the time to show the bravery in the wrong way, but yes, this is the time to show bravery if you need to correct something. As Saturn will be aspecting 6th and the 10th, problems in the job can come too. As it's aspecting even the Lagna, so somewhere is connecting 6, 10, Lagna and the 4th. Somewhere, some danger to the mother side. And as a Lagna in the 6th connect is there, some illness towards you also. This is the period you again should start meditating. Happiness comes from meditation. Start exercising. Need to use the energy inside you. Shiva is the deity. And start doing some voluntary work to help others with your own body and not only with money. For Sagittarius ascendant, is one ascendant, I will say Saturn is quite good for them because it's a lord of second and third for them. From there, it is aspecting their fifth house, it is aspecting their ninth house, and it's aspecting their 12th house. So it will give them opportunities outside country. This is a period which will give them a lot of travel also. But on the other side, this will be the period which will give them like some kind of shoulder pain, neck pain, maybe some problem in teeth also, something on the face also. But overall, it will be more towards better, but lesser towards bad. They really need to control their anger, they really need to control their speech, and they really need to control their thoughts and remain calm and composed. If they're taking any decisions, they should not react. If somebody is provoking them, this is the period they should stay calm and just behave in a pattern which is more sensible. But overall, more towards good, but mixed. So it's a good news basically for the Sagittarius ascendants. As for the remedy, we will say obviously exercise because this is the period of pain or something coming towards it. Beside that is connect with more people. And overall, pray to Shiva, and also Hanuman Chalisa will become your friend out here. For Capricorn people, Saturn is the lord of first and second, going retrograde in the second house, aspecting the fourth house, aspecting the 8th house, and aspecting the 11th house. As this is the current period of Sade Sati also, or Dhaya of Saturn is also going on, if we are looking at the moon sign, then you are moving towards the relief patterns or some kind of retesting for you. So you need to show your efforts again. In 2025, Saturn will move to your third house, which will be a very encouraging position for you. But currently, you should take care of your finances, take care of your speech, take care of your own karmic actions. Try to do good to other people. Try to be more for the people rather than thinking selfishly. Try to connect with more people, networking. Don't try to put yourself in a lonely thing because your friends may behave in a different way. This will put pressure on your happiness levels also. So some kind of property things or some kind of investment, if you are looking along with friends, this is not the period to go towards it. But on a good side, expect some kind of inheritance at this time also. This is the period you should change your personality. This is the period where actually Pitra Dosh will come into action. So do something related to Pitras. So perform Pitra Dosh or Pitra Dan out here. This is the period, connect with your Kul Devta or Kul Devi. They will be your protectors. Sundarkand Path is the remedy I suggest around this time. And do donation for the elderly, in particular elderly. So overall, mixed period, because now you're moving towards the end of Sade Sati and this is the last time it has gone retrograde. Before that, it has gone retrograde in 2022 when it reached your Lagna position also in the Capricorn and again went back to Aquarius. But overall this time, this is last time it's going retrograde for you. And some grahans also will be happening during this period. So Pitra Dan is more important. But after that, it will be a very good relief period from 2025 onwards for you people. For Aquarius Ascendant, Saturn is the lord of first house and the 12th house. And is currently aspecting third house, 7th house and the 10th house. It's going retrograde in the Mool Trikona out here. And mind it, this is the center of Sade Sati period also. So it's going to put a lot of pressures when it comes to your interaction in relationship and relationship related to everything, not only in the house, in the profession also. Overall, it's not going to give you a very good elements of success, because now it's retrograding towards the 12th house, and expect some kind of losses out there. Digestion problems. Lot of problems when it comes to your elements where the communication with other people required. If you show too much courage, you will be penalized. If you show too much of cowardness, you will be penalized. So this is a period of testing your karma, your actions, how you behave, how you relate with other people, how you handle your relationship things at house, at work, everywhere. Overall, very stressful period, because this is the peak of Sadesati element, and Saturn going retrograde, not encouraging. Even if it's your Lagna Lord, it's not encouraging. So even if the Saturn's period is going on or anything like that, trust me, more penalized you will be. As for the remedy, I will suggest Shiva is the god for you. Eating organic food, creating good habits is the thing. Transforming yourself for the betterment in creating systematic life, waking up at the right time, sleeping at the right time, not breaking your system patterns will be your remedy. Even sunlight will become your remedy out here. And you will be needing support of lot of people around you. So health, keep in your mind the first thing for doing the remedies. And because at the peak of Sadesati, connecting with other people and making connect with them, take it like a remedy also. For Pisces ascendant, Saturn is the lord of 11th and 12th, and it's going retrograde in the 12th house, aspecting the 6th house, 9th house and the 2nd house. Why I said 6th house first is because here it's connecting 12, 6 and 9th. This is a period where connect with any foreign place is coming up. But as 6th house is involved, so if you're doing import-export business or something, your business with the international side, expect some kind of disputes coming out there. Some kind of loans or money getting stuck out here also. As 12 and 6 are in focus, be prepared to see the face of hospital also. And as 9th is out there also, expect something related to your father side also in pressure point. As from the 12th, it's going retrograde towards the 11th house. So somewhere your relationship with your friends or something may come into force or action pressure also. As 12 and 6 are involved, I will say more or less it will be towards the stressful period for Pisces people and less towards the good side, because this is also, when I talk about Sadesati, this is the period towards it also. So when Sadesati's period is also there, don't expect too much of good news coming up. As for the remedy, this is the period, because 12th house is connected, 9th house is connected. This is the period of spiritual connect. Go to temple regularly, visit especially on Tuesdays and Saturdays Hanumanji's mandir or temple, and try to do donations towards the temple side or religious sites. So after giving the predictions for all the 12 signs, I just want to add one small disclaimer. What I gave was an overall pattern, but a lot of things depends upon Mahadasha, Antardasha, even the Ashtavarga, even Shadbal of the planets. What are your own placements in your own charts of other planets? So a lot of other considerations also come in focus. So prediction for the 12 houses is more like a generic thing, but trust me, most of the things out what I told for the 12 Rashis will be true. Take precaution, keep yourself safe. During this 135 days of Saturn's retrograde, this is a period of testing the karma out. When the karma planet is in action, we need to keep our karmic actions, our behaviors all in control and in the way actually we want ourselves to be treated. We should treat others around this time.